Now we want to get you guys ready. We are about to get to, you might have heard, this is so exciting. We are going to be doing an interview with Pastor Jason and Pastor Nikki Albelo right now. In fact, let us get our earpieces in. So if you have questions for them, you can start to shoot those onto the online profile and we'll hopefully get to some Q&A. But Jason and Nikki, are you there?
We are here. How are you? Good morning.
So great to be with you again.
Yeah.
We did this for first service, and so we're so excited yet again to do it second service.
Yeah. So good to be with you guys.
Yeah.
How are you doing? I know you are so well loved within the East Hill family, and I'm sure so many people are wondering, how are you guys doing during this time of quarantine, and how are you holding up as a family?
Thanks, Nate and Crystal. We're doing good. Nikki?
Yeah, we're doing great. Not driving each other too crazy, but we're hanging in there, and
we're learning to share the internet.
Yeah.
So important.
How the Christians broke the internet, right?
It's real.
Yeah, but no, we're doing well.
Yeah.
We're both pretty busy. I'm still working, and Jason and I are pursuing a new avenue, which we're super excited to share with you guys this morning. Kids doing well, they're healthy too, so we're blessed.
That's so awesome. For our viewers who are just tuning in right now, we have the amazing opportunity to interview our very own pastors, Jason and Nikki. And so, so jumping into our first question. So yeah, you guys are in a new season. Sounds like you're just in a huge transition. I keep hearing the word emissary. And so can you share a little bit with us and our viewers, like just what that means and what role you guys are going to be now sliding into?
Absolutely. Thanks, Nate. We've been invited by Foursquare Missions International to become an emissary. And an emissary is a domestically based global missionary with a particular focus. And so our focus is leadership development, church multiplication, and national church development in Southern and Eastern Africa and globally with Foursquare Disaster Relief. And really all of that comes under the covering of developing leaders, because we believe that is the difference maker in every context. Outside of the triune God, the next greatest input is when you're able to develop indigenous leaders. And that's really our missiology and our heart. And that's been the DNA of East Hill for years. And we are so thankful for Keith and Coco and their leadership and the way that they have continued to carry that mantle of the DNA that has been in East Hill since Jerry Cook, all the way through to today in developing and sending leaders. And we are thankful for their willingness to send us.
It's amazing.
Yes, well said.
We've been a sending church. We've been a mission-centered church forever. And so it's so cool to see that legacy continue, and especially through you two. So tell us a little bit about what that new schedule is going to look like. It sounds like it's going to be overseas. So will that mean traveling? Will that mean being gone? And how's that going to play out for you two?
That's awesome. It will. They've asked us to do about 18 to 22 weeks is what that's going to be, where we will travel from here and spend that amount of time in the field in Southern and Eastern Africa. So this little map here of Africa, the region is from here, Angola, all the way around the tip of Africa, through the Horn of Africa, up here, through South Sudan and Sudan. So it's a huge region, which will require us to travel, but we'll still stay domestically based here, which will facilitate Nikki finishing her master's degree.
Yeah, I'm continuing my studies still, working in social work. So I'm super excited to see what intersections the faith community and social work have together. There's such an awesome opportunity for God to do so much work and for us to learn so much as we go into other nations and how to work with people and people groups. So very excited about that.
And to develop the leaders that are there, because there's significant leadership development that the government is requiring on churches now. Nikki's got a good example of this.
There's a great example, a woman named Jean who leads a church in Rwanda. And whenever we're talking about Rwanda, of course, we're always thinking about the backdrop of the genocide that happened there and how that nation has been in the process of rebuilding. And so one of the things that Jason alluded to that the nation is requiring is for churches to be at a certain code so that they can serve their trained at a certain code so that they can be a resource to their community and serve it. And then also for each of the leaders to have a regional or national certification. And what that's done in Rwanda is that the changes are coming so fast that the leaders don't have the opportunity or the time to get all of these certifications. So out of 40 churches in 2018 that we had, 17 were closed in the last year because of this issue. So Foursquare has invited Jason and I to come with a team that will be training Indigenous leaders so that they can train their leaders and continue the ministry that God has invested in them and called them to.
Wow. Sounds like you guys are going to be so busy and balancing a lot if you're still in school. And you, I believe it sounds like you'll both be traveling.
Yeah, Nikki will join me for 4 of those 18 weeks. Most of the travel for this year and next year will be largely me with the team that we're working with, Frank and Kathleen Greer, who are the area missionaries for Southern and Eastern Africa. And then also Gary Matzdorf, who heads up the discipleship leadership training by the Global Council for Foursquare. But Nikki will join me for 4 of those 18 to 22 weeks. And we'll work to balance that and figure out how that
Until my program is finished, and then we're just saying, Lord, then wherever you call us next. So it's an exciting adventure that we're still, but it's definitely being clarified in this season. So.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for saying yes to the call. And it sounds like it's going to be busy and hectic and almost impossible, but we serve a God of possibilities. And so thank you guys for stepping out in that and taking that leap of faith. And so yeah, another question for you guys. So will you continue to be doing work with Pastor Isaac in Nigeria? I know a lot of people are probably wondering that.
That's a great question, Nate. That's actually one of the most frequent questions we get too. And yes is the short answer. We'll continue to work in my role with the district as the district missions representative for the North Pacific District. I support the other 115 churches in Oregon, Southwest Washington, and Alaska. So yes is the short answer. And Pastor Keith and Coco have asked me to continue the investment there as well. Into Nigeria. So yes, I will continue to work with. In fact, Pastor Isaac and I were just texting earlier this week to just see how they're doing. And I just invite East Hill to be praying for them, because as much as this has affected us, it's affected the rural and even the urban churches in developing nations even more. They're challenged with job loss, income loss, and they were already kind of hand to mouth in several of their settings, and now it's just exacerbated the tensions that they're dealing with. So pray for God to heal our world.
Yeah.
How can we be specifically praying for the two of you in this season?
Yeah, great question.
Really good question. I think even though we're not able to travel, like I was supposed to be leaving today for Cuba with my work with Foursquare Disaster Relief, and then in just 2 weeks, Southern and Eastern Africa, and those have been delayed to the fall. I would say just prayer for the national leaders, and then prayer for Nikki and me as we are support raising in this season. And just this week, we crested 50% of our support raising, so praise God. Thank you, all of you partners who are partnering with us, and that would be a huge prayer request for us.
Yes. Oh, go ahead, Nikki, sorry.
And East Hill has been our sending church too, so we are super thankful for Keith and Coco and the missions leadership team who are behind us 100%. So it's been an exciting adventure as we're partnering together with East Hill and others in this next season of our life.
Yes, I know we will all be praying for that. And perfect segue to what I want to share with our viewers, that if you would like to be a part of funding and sending the Albelos, all you need to do is go to easthill.org/Albelos. Right there, you can partner with this amazing opportunity to multiply leaders and churches. And it's such a great thing to be involved in. And I know that this kind of work is not free. It takes support. It takes money. It takes a lot of prayer. So we're excited to partner with you guys, and thank you for being that sent couple from our church. It's really an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crystal, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, you guys, for being here with us today. And it's been great to spend this time with you. And we will talk to you later.
All right.
Thanks, Crystal.
Bye,
All
guys.
right. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was great. What an amazing, kind of reminds me a little bit about our story,
Yeah.
you know, taking a leap of faith,
Yeah.
moving from California and now being called to Oregon,
Yeah.
and just how amazing, just to see how God works,
Yeah.
not just in our lives, but just in lives of the body. And people are constantly just stepping out of their comfort zone and taking that leap of faith. So I'm super encouraged.
Yeah.
We hope you guys are encouraged as well.
Yes. So we want to remind everyone that there's always connections going on online throughout the week. Stay connected. This time, I don't know about you, there's days it starts to get to me where I just want that human connection so much, would love to just sit and have a cup of coffee with someone outside the home, even though I love everyone in the home so much. But I want to encourage you to stay connected.
Yep.
Pastor Keith goes live every Wednesday on Instagram and Facebook at 9 a.m.
Yep.
Pastor Arlen
Let's
and
be
Lori.
serving this
Yes.
week coming up.
Yes, dropping
you know,
off
all the
food.
donations. Yes.
And then we have prayer together on Tuesday mornings with Pastor Arlen and Lori on Facebook Live. Be pressing in.
Yeah.
Let's be the church. So as we're going to head into worship and teaching right now, grab your Bible, grab a notebook, but let's come together and be the body and just enjoy this time.
Yep. Hope you guys enjoy the service.